And thank you for clicking to view this video from the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation. My name is Alan and I am Director of Outreach and Partnerships at the Cooke Foundation. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about the Cooke College Scholarship Program. So the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing the education of exceptionally promising students who have financial need. And since our founding in the year 2000, we have been fortunate to award nearly $230 million in scholarships to nearly 3,000 students from 8th grade all the way through graduate school. So it's an amazing opportunity for us to be able to continue to support so many amazing students. We have a variety of scholarship programs that we offer. But again, today, I want to talk to you about the College Scholarship Program. I'm going to share some slides with you that will help guide my talk. Right, hopefully now you see a really nice photo of several Cooke scholars celebrating their college stories, and this is actually at a Scholars Weekend event that we had a few years ago. So it's a really nice photo encapsulating all of that joy that they feel. But again, a little bit about the College Scholarship Program. What is it? Well, it's an undergraduate scholarship program that is available to high achieving high school seniors who demonstrate financial need and are seeking to attend and graduate from some of the best colleges and universities in the nation. The interesting thing about the program, though, is it's not just a monetary award. The scholarship is not just a monetary award. There are a variety of aspects to it that really help ensure that Cooke College scholars are successful in their time during college. So this includes connecting students to other opportunities and taking full advantage of their time on their college campus. College scholars do attend some of the best colleges and universities in the nation. More importantly, though, they receive the support to attend the college of their choice that they feel is the best fit for them. So Cooke advisors are the ones that really help prepare scholars to make those connections, take advantage of the resources on their campuses, and scholars are able to tap into a vast network of not only their peers who are a part of the scholar community, but the Cooke alumni community as well. And all these resources really ensure that they're ready for whatever postgraduate opportunities that they want to pursue. What is being a Cooke scholar like, right? So what are the expectations of being a part of the program? There are really three main aspects or components to the program experience, and that is the advising, obviously the financial support, and the scholar community. I think these three parts of the program all work together equally. The scholar community in particular, I think from my experience with the foundation, is what excites the students the most, and what they get most passionate about and feel most connected to. In addition to obviously being able to potentially graduate from college debt-free, and make a connection with someone that is really seeking to put their best interests first in making educational decisions. Again, with advising, each Cooke scholar is assigned an educational advisor that works with them one-on-one. They're based in regions and on specific campuses that the scholars attend. And they really help ensure, again, that that transition to college is smooth, and that they're thriving in their time in college. Cooke Educational Advisors are full-time staff members that are based at the foundation in Northern Virginia, but they also travel to visit scholars about once a year, in addition to scheduling virtual meetings or phone calls at least once a semester, and oftentimes more than that. And they communicate via email about scholarship and college-related decisions. So they really develop a deep relationship and a bond, where they trust that advisor, and that advisor, again, is really thinking about their individual needs in making decisions with them. And of course, advisors are dedicated to supporting their scholars with their college years planning, as well as looking forward to career goals and graduate school options as well. Again, many different campuses have Cooke Scholars, and scholars connect with each other regionally in cities across the nation. They also connect online, so they do this through their advisors, but they also have other outlets for this, like Cooke program platforms such as Cooke Connect, and of course, social media. Jack Kent Cooke Foundation has Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and scholars find each other, create community through social media as well. And then our in-person events, so things like our Scholars Weekend event, which I mentioned in reference to the photo at the beginning of the slides. This is an annual event that is sort of a celebration as well as an orientation for new scholars, newly selected scholars for that year. It's all expenses paid by the foundation for all attendees. And Cooke alumni also attend and make connections with scholars and support sessions, as well as the staff, and having guest keynote speakers and panelists that are discussing a variety of topics that are of interest to our Cooke scholars. Another great opportunity that comes with being a Cooke Scholar is the opportunity to apply for a graduate scholarship that rewards up to $150,000 during your time in grad school. And this is not limited to any particular field of study. So you could attend graduate school for whatever you're interested in studying, and that amount will still be available to support you in your tuition costs. And even if you decide you aren't interested in pursuing graduate school, scholars can become actively involved in the alumni network through mentoring, outreach, and even in committees in service of the Cooke Foundation's mission. So the connection to the Cooke Scholar community does not end when students graduate. Many of them still find ways to invest and stay connected to the community because it has been an enriching experience for them, and they often want to give back. And so we're excited that we've been able to continue to facilitate that during our time as an organization. Okay, so how do you know if you're eligible? This is the key question, right? The requirements are listed here, and you can find them on the College Scholarship Program webpage at jkcf.org/college. I definitely encourage you to visit that webpage if you haven't, if this is sounding interesting to you or something that you might be interested in applying to. There's a lot of great information on the webpage. One thing I want to mention is the unmet financial need and sort of defining what that means. So we're looking for students from families who have a maximum adjusted gross income of $95,000 annually. That is the maximum amount that would allow a student to be eligible to apply. We understand that within that range, need can look differently for different applicants based on a variety of circumstances. But within that range, we definitely seek to evaluate applicants based on their individual circumstances as equitably as possible. The median income of our last cohort of college scholars was around $35,000. So again, we see students that are applying in the full range of that with a variety of different sort of needs and circumstances that they're dealing with in their own life. We also do not have a United States citizenship requirement. So you do have to attend high school in the United States, but you do not have to show or prove U.S. citizenship. So that is very important to our mission and important to note as you're considering whether or not you might be eligible. And then if you're curious about how we evaluate applicants, so our 3 primary selection criteria are also explained in depth in a little bit more depth on the website. In our review process, every application is evaluated by a minimum of 2 application readers. So we want to ensure that applications are being thoroughly read. We invite a committee of educational professionals across the country working in a variety of spaces within the field of education to help us carefully read and evaluate these applications. And so we take the selection criteria and the process of evaluation very seriously. And you access the application through Common App. So applicants can create a Common App profile to submit their application for the College Scholarship Program. Many students are already using Common App to apply for some of the colleges that they're interested in. And so when you're in that Common App portal and you see the My Colleges tab, you can search for the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation and find the scholarship application right there in the same place where you're likely working on other college applications. A little bit about what goes into the application. So again, you're going to be submitting a lot of the same things that you would typically submit for a college application. Some important differences to note. We don't require standardized test scores. So, even though you may be submitting those to your Common App for other applications that you're doing, we will not factor those into our review process. We do require 2 recommendations. Both of those recommendations are academic recommendations. So we'll be asking most likely for old teachers or current teachers is who you will want to seek out in order to get these recommendations taken care of. One should be from a core subject teacher, preferably from your 11th grade year. And so keep that in mind. Be thinking about which of your teachers, which 2 of your teachers in particular, you may be best suited to request a recommendation from. Another important thing to mention, the activities and honors section in the Common App is not a requirement in order to submit a completed application with Common App, but please do complete this section for JKCF for the Cooke Foundation application. We are very interested in knowing about your extracurricular activities. We want to know what type of leadership opportunities that you have taken advantage of. And these really help us sort of understand more about you as a person as well as a student. As we know, all of these things work together to sort of enrich one's educational experience. So don't skip out on that section. It doesn't matter how many things that you have participated in. The goal or the point is not necessarily to have the most, but to tell us about those things in which you're invested in and that you feel that you've grown from. So do please include those. And then we also have a writing section where we ask you to complete 4 short response essays. They're very brief, 125 word limit maximums, but we will ask you to write a response to 4 questions that we pose to you in our application. And finally, the timeline. So the application is open now, opened on September 1st, 2021. It will be open for about 11 weeks, a little over 11 weeks, closes on November 18th, 2021. So keep that time frame in mind as you're thinking about making requests for the materials that you need to have a complete application, whether that's your recommendations, whether that's talking with your counselor to get a transcript submitted. Keep all of that in mind as you're planning for this application open period. Then after the Thanksgiving holiday, we will begin our review process and we will announce who our semifinalists are in the process in January of 2022. After that, we will do a second phase of review and determine our recipients of the college scholarship in March of 2022. So keep that timeline in mind as you're sort of, again, making plans to potentially submit an application. Finally, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're very happy to engage with applicants and get their questions answered. If it's a technical issue that you might be having with the application, please reach out to the support team at Common App as they are more equipped to help you with those. But if you have a question about the program, the College Scholarship Program, about eligibility, about any of the questions on the application, again, I encourage you to visit the website, jkcf.org/college. We have an FAQ section. We have videos, webinars, flyers, all sorts of resources and materials that can be helpful in getting your questions answered. But if you don't find the answer, you can email us at scholarships@jkcf.org. So don't hesitate to use that email address if you need to reach out to us and get a question answered. Finally, if you are on social media, I encourage you to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, maybe join the Facebook page or take a look at the Facebook page. We post our announcements regarding the application, reminders, tips, updates about the review process, updates about what's going on with current scholars, and just general business of the Cooke Foundation. So particularly if you're planning to apply, I think it's a great idea if you're involved on social media to tap into one of those to kind of see what our updates will be like and get those extra reminders. Okay, so again, this has been the College Scholarship Program that we've been talking about for high school seniors. And if you're interested, I encourage you to definitely apply via Common App. So thank you for clicking this video to learn a little bit more, and we wish you the best with your application as well as all your future educational endeavors.